Everywhere I go, I see his face. I just really miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs.
What?
I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work.
Because I am going on vacation.
Spider-Man Far From Home, the 25th film in the MCU, the end of Phase 3, the first movie post-endgame, and this film is really good. It's really good. I mean, the first 20 minutes is basically how is Peter's coping with post the snap, post endgame. No more, Tony's dead. He sacrificed himself for everyone else, and knowing that his mentor is not there, and how he's coping with it. We're also seeing how the world is coping with this after the snap. I'm not calling it the blame as they call it. It's like there's this weird thing about like we're in a way 5 years older, but somehow we still have to repeat freshmen again, which is a bit hilarious, and they know how doesn't make any sense, but it's like, okay, fine, people just restart the year level again, okay. That I quite enjoy, and it kind of does still follow through what Homecoming was, which is a bit of John Hughes, a little bit of Breakfast Club, a little bit of Pretty in Pink, 13 Candles, with Spider-Man in it and all the stuff in there. Because Peter, in this entire movie, just wants to ask MJ out. And I'm just going to call her MJ because I really heavily get home that she is not Mary Jane Watson. But she, she says it was MJ, but she can't be Mary Jane Watson because she doesn't have wet hair. The new Ariel doesn't have wet hair, so we can move on. She also isn't white, so we can move on to that. So when the Little Mermaid isn't what she normally is, we can have an old wet hair white MJ. Just put it out there. Anyway, that's the whole thing. It's like Peter wants to ask MJ out, and he was doing the whole teenage, we're gonna do it. He's like, we're gonna do the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and because it's a trip through Europe, it's like I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this, and of course Nick Fury and Mysterio show out with these celestials that falls land, fire, water, air, and the weird thing about it is with Mysterio's character, and Jake Gyllenhaal really pulls the character off it. Basically, there's a little bit of Nightcrawler in his performance. I don't know. I won't tell you guys why, but it's weird knowing, like, it's that whole thing, like, if you know anything about Mysterio, and in the comics or in the animation or in video games, whatever you'll think with Fistball, that's, I will say this, I was disappointed that we didn't have Peter making a Fistball joke. Like, seriously, really? At the end, no Fistball? Damn, it's like, shaking fist. But, you know who Mysterio is, and they do play on that, and when they do it, it's really well handled. It really takes on what Vulture was in Homecoming and then push it a little bit further, and that's I quite enjoy it. The costumes are because we've got like 4 costumes in this. We've got the Iron Spider that he wore in Infinity War and Endgame. You got the Stark suit, the Homecoming suit, which he wore in Homecoming and Civil War. We got the stealth suit, which is pretty much a war, which is the all black costume, and then we got, I think, what's it called, the upgrade suit, the one he wears in the movie. Anyway, the all black, which is when I say like, oh, okay, when I saw in photos all that, I'm like, okay, I'm old fashioned blue, went in blue, but black. Thumbs up. They work pretty well. The goes on swing, and because of that, it kind of makes the action better. I mean, probably this is the best action in any Spider-Man movie. I mean, they even tried to homage once again Spider-Man 2 with the train. It's like, jeez, does every Spider-Man movie need to have him falling into space because of Spider-Man 2? But it's like, okay, yep, that moment happens. The best sequence is doing with Mysterio, which don't want to spoil it. But let's say this Mysterio is also known as the Multiple Looseness. And when it comes to the post-credit scenes, one, you're like, holy shit, they got this person back. Two, you're like, wow, they don't like secret identities. And three, is Marvel hinting they're doing Secret Invasion? And I'm just saying the title in case you guys don't know what Secret Invasion is, and I'm not going to spoil what Secret Invasion is. And due to the fact we don't know what the next phase of Marvel movies are till what? Comic-Con, which is like a weekend away. That is like for a good week. I'm kind of like, I don't know where to. Like, I don't know what to think. I don't know because I don't know the slide and all that. Even though, because of it, I do think Widow's alive. Like, the one who died is a blah 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 blah. But anyway, yeah. But they keep fake killing stuff. It's like, you know what? Welcome to the comic book world when no one really dies. So the only one, I think the only one who stays dead is Quicksilver and Tony, and that's it. Because I think if Tony dies, comes back, we are all at a hissy fit, because that, you give me a 20-minute funeral saying it, and you bring the son of a bitch back. But anyway, yeah, this is a good ending to Phase 3, and it's interesting to see where the MCU goes forward.
What do you want, Peter? I want to go back on my trip with the girl who I really like and tell her how I feel. MJ, I
am Spider-Man.
No, of course I'm not.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
You're right, you may not be ready, but this is my responsibility. Saving the world requires sacrifice. Sometimes people die.
Oh my God. I just always feel like I'm putting my friends in danger. The world needs the next Iron Man.
You going to step up or not?
Out of here! Get on the jet!
Who are you?
I work with Spider-Man.
You work for Spider-Man?
I work with Spider-Man, not for Spider-Man. New plan!